Hello, welcome to episode 19 of my Oneblock Survival World. I am Boetic, and in this episode, we're gonna talk about some of the redstone I've been doing lately. It's gonna be more of a show and tell kind of episode, but let's just take a look here. So I was running into a little bit of an issue. I was starting to build up some of these areas over here and extending a couple of these islands, and what I found was that I needed a little bit better way to get wood than just building up a lot of 2x2 spruce trees. So I started off by building a tree farm. And I wanted the tree farm to be able to handle not just oak and the birch trees, but also spruce trees. So I found this tree farm. I think it was done by Shulkercraft. I'll put a link in the show notes, but it's working really well for me. I've built up quite a bit of logs here. It didn't take a whole long time to build, really. But actually, let me go turn it on over here. So there's an on-off switch here. You put bone meal in this chest here. Let's just make sure. Yeah, we've got some bone meal in it. So you can turn it on here. When you turn it on, there's a TNT duper up there that lowers down TNT, and then the water wall here kind of breaks the rest of the contraption from, or keeps the rest of the contraption from breaking. And then it destroys the leaves of the tree, so you get what you need back to keep planting. Let's shut that door. I'm gonna grab some spruce saplings from here, and if I just plant here and hold it, it grows the tree, and then everything kind of keeps working there. So yeah, there's a bit of an example using spruce, and they get blown up there. Pass down here. Let's jump in here, and I'm gonna run some oak. The thing I really like about this is you can just switch back and forth at any time. You don't have to do anything special to switch from one to the other. And it feeds you your saplings back through a couple little water streams. So it's working really well. So there's some oak. Let me put the oak saplings back here. And I'm gonna run it with a couple birch. And alright. So I'm going to go around and turn that off now. Oh, I'm also going to shut that door, so I don't think he can do anything to mess anything up there, but I would really hate for that to cause a problem. Alright, come back here, go ahead and shut it off. Might throw one more piece of TNT. And we can come back here and just take a look. We've gotten a few more oak logs, a few more spruce logs. It's pretty quick. I like it. The other thing I tend to do is come back through here, and I've noticed occasionally some saplings will get left up here and are falling just outside of where all the redstone is for catching them. So I just come up here and grab them every so often, just to make sure there's not something we're missing. Come back up here. Drop my saplings back in. Let's see what you have. Ooh, slime balls. I'm going to get some slime balls from you. because I don't have a way of getting those very well. Where'd you go? Oh, alright, you're kind of stuck now, aren't you? So we'll grab those slime balls. I don't think there's... Yeah, we don't need anything else from you. We can leave you right there, that's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. But we are going to take your leads. Alright. Nope, wrong one. There we go. Let's put this sapling back. Alright. So that's a wood farm that I've made, and it's working really well for me. I've got plenty of wood now to build out these platforms however I need to, and I'm probably going to double the size of each of the platforms here. Another thing with the platforms is getting the dirt to put down on them here, and if you watch the last episode, you'll know that we found out that we can put moss down, moss blocks, and those moss blocks will allow you to grow a 2x2 spruce tree. That 2x2 spruce tree will turn the moss blocks into potsoil, and then if you dig up potsoil, it'll turn into dirt. I'm gonna sleep here real quick as soon as I can. And that's working really well for getting enough dirt to re-platform these, because I can just lay down moss and it'll give me everything I need to just build up those 2x2 spruce trees, and now we have dirt. So and this is a farm. I don't remember where I found it from, but I'll put a link in the description. But it's a moss farm that is working really well. It powers itself basically with, it uses its own bone mill, and creates some bone meal there to produce. And then there's a couple things about this that I really liked, and the reason why I went with this one. There is a bit of a smelter built into this, because you can use azalea trees to burn in a furnace. So if I needed to cook anything, I can do it here, and I am filtering out the azaleas through here, so I can smelt anything I need. I don't need to keep a big farm and make sure that a big lava farm like I have over there for the other smelting. I can just do that here now, which is really nice. I'm also collecting all the moss blocks. So I've got a full double chest, almost another full double chest. And then I'm also getting bone meal here. And the nice thing is, once I have enough of each of these, I can just hit these levers here, and those items will stop flowing into the smelter or into the filter here for the blocks, and just start going into turning them into bone meal. So now if we come over here, we'll see that we're getting the azaleas and the bone, or the moss blocks into this hopper instead of it collecting them earlier. And let me go up to the front. I'm gonna go turn those back on, because I want to get a full double chest of all of those before I turn them off completely. But let's go over this way and take a look at kind of how all of this is working, because it's really neat. So the let's start here at how I'm powering the bone mill for each of the bone blocks, or the moss blocks here. So there's a water stream that runs everything down here, and then we collect everything that comes through with a composter under it, and we're feeding each one of these their own bone meal here. And there's a piston to clear off the top of it so that we can do it. And it does that for both of them. And then we power these trapdoors to let the water out from a partially filled composter here every so often to make sure it can clean off. So it's pretty slick. Again, I'll put a link in the description. But it was pretty easy to build, and I think it's a good one for what I've been doing. So, and again, come up here. We've got it's definitely producing a lot of stuff for us. So I think once I get, I probably have enough moss here to do a moss base across everything, and each one of these moss blocks is equivalent to a dirt block to me now. So I think that's going to be enough to do everything I need to, and it is way faster than going to the Nether and building and gathering a bunch of the gravel. So, and then it's got an on-off switch right here. You just throw that switch and it will stop. So, yeah, those are the two things that it took me a long time to get both of those built up and figure out exactly which ones I want to do and all of that. But now that I have them, I'm real happy with them, and it will be everything I need moving forward in future episodes for building out these islands. The only other thing I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to probably put a I'm not big on TNT duping like we're doing there, but in a one block world, the other option I had was to feed all of these out and just make a big block and go through and cut them. And I didn't want to have to waste a lot of time because I haven't had a lot of time in cutting up a bunch of wood for each episode. So I figured I'm going to use them in this series. Future series, I may not. But I think I'm going to create a cobblestone generator right here that uses the same kind of system with a TNT duper where it will drop the TNT and I'll be able to collect the cobblestone a little easier, because then I can take the cobblestone from here, drop it in here to make stone, and that would give me the opportunity to clean up this spot in my house area, and I could remove this at that point, which would be nice. So yeah, I think I think that's going to do it for this episode. I really just wanted to have a quick little show and tell episode where I could kind of let you know what was going on, and in the next episode, I think what we're going to do is build ourselves a bee honey harvesting area. One of the things that we've ran into is that we're having a hard time keeping the bees alive over here, because as I was building, the bees kept I'd come over here, breed up these two bees, but then they'd eventually go off the edge here and just float all the way down and never come back up. So what I want to do is, and this will be in the next episode, but I'm going to build a honey automatic honey farm here, and it will get honey, and it will get the what is it called? The honeycomb, so we can do honeycomb blocks. Yeah, that will be in the next episode. So hit the like button and subscribe in order to see that. Again, I know this is kind of a short episode, but thanks again for watching. And if you have any suggestions or anything like that, please leave them in the comments. Have a great day, y'all.